Hello everybody, my name is Karen Kalolomart. I'm here to report my topic is all about sensory motor stage and language development. And let's go! Sensory motor stage and development stage. Sensory motor stage, refers to the earlier stage, birth to 2 years in Jane Piaget theory of cognitive development. This stage is characterized as the period of a child's life when learning occurs through a child's sensory and motor interactions with the physical environment. Jane Piaget described this period as a time of tremendous growth and change. As any parent or caregiver can attest, a great deal of learning and development happens during the first 2 years of a child's life. The sensory motor stage can be divided into 6 separate substages that are characterized by the development of a new skill. The sensory stage of development can be broken down into 6 additional substages, including the simple reflexes, primary circular reactions, secondary circular reactions, coordination of reactions, and tertiary circular reactions and early symbolic thought. The first substage, first month of life, is the stage of reflex acts. The notionate responds to external stimulation with innate reflex actions. For example, if you brush a baby's mouth or cheek with your finger, it will suck reflexively. Dito, natutunan na ng bata paano mag-rotting, startling, or paano magdidi sa nipples ng mama niya once na mag-touch na ang lips niya dito. The second substage is the stage of primary circular reactions. The baby will repeat pleasurable actions centered on its own body. Dito na stage, marunong na mag-identify ang infant kung anong pagkakaiba sa pagsak ng thumb or pagdidi sa nipples. Sometimes, a baby might accidentally suck on his thumb and realize that it's enjoyable. And also, he will repeat then because he finds it pleasurable. Next comes to the stage of secondary circular reactions. It typically lasts from about 4 to 8 months. Now, babies repeat pleasurable actions that involve objects as well as actions involving their own bodies. Dito, paying more attention to the world around them. Ang infant ay nag-perform na ng actions to create response. The fourth substages, from 8 to 12 months, is the stage of coordinating secondary schemes. Instead of simply prolonging interesting events, babies now show signs of an ability to use their acquired knowledge to reach a goal. Dito, mas evident na yung actions, and the understanding of objects begin to recognize certain objects having specific qualities. Fifth comes to the stage of tertiary circular reactions. These differ from secondary circular reactions in that they are intentional adaptations to specific situations. The infant who once explored an object by taking it apart now tries to put it back together. Dito sa tertiary, children begin a period of trial and error, experimentation during this stage. Tapos, gumagawa na ng actions or sounds para makakuha siya ng atensyon sa caregiver niya. Finally, in substage 6, there is the beginning of symbolic thought. This is transitional to the pre-operational stage of cognitive development. Babies can now form mental representations of objects. This means that they have developed the ability to visualize things that are not physically present. This is crucial to the acquisition of object permanence, the most fundamental achievement of the whole sensory stage of development. Learning, attention, remembering, and conceptualizing. First, the conditioning. Dito, conditioning is proposed by B.F. Skinner. Its association is made between a behavior and a consequence, whether negative or positive for that behavior. Object permanence. The main development during the sensory motor stage is the understanding that objects exist and events occur in the world independently of one's own actions. the object concept or object permanence. It is the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they cannot be seen, heard, or touched. Acquiring the sense of object permanence is one of the infant's most important accomplishments. For example, if you place a toy under a blanket, the child who has achieved object permanence knows it is there and can actively seek it. At the beginning of this stage, the child behaves as if the toy had simply disappeared. Ito yung isa sa pinaka-importanting accomplishments ng isang infants. Naiintindihan na ng bata ang bagay-bagay kahit di nakikita, nahahawakan o naririnig. Pag ang bata walang object permanence, hindi siya marunong mag-distinguish. Attention. In infants, attention is taught to change with age currently with changes in brain function. Models of attention in early development are based upon behavioral findings in human infants, integrated with findings on changes in brain function of non-human and human adults or clinical populations. Dito, how we create or actively process specific information in our environment. Para itong highlighter. Example, you read through a section of text in a book. The highlighted part stands out, causing you to focus on your interest in that area. Focus talaga sa important. Habituation and dishabituation. Habituation refers to cognitive encoding, and dishabituation refers to discrimination and memory. If habituation and dishabituation constitute basic information processing skills, and preterm infants suffer cognitive disadvantage, then preterms should show diminished habituation and dishabituation performance. Habituation, for an example, merong new sound na narinig mo, parang nakuha niya attention mo at nadidistract ka. At kung dishabituation naman, the response of a receptionist in a scenario where delivery truck arrives at 9 a.m. every morning. Kasi parang nasasanay na. Sa joint attention naman occurs when two people share interest in an object or event and there is understanding between the two people that they are both interested in the same object or event. Sa joint attention naman, for example, the child looks at something and then looks back at you as if they say, "That's what I want you to notice." Memory involves the retention of information over time. Attention plays an important role in memory as part of encoding, a process in which information is transferred to memory. Implicit memory and explicit memory is the major subdivisions of long-term memory. Implicit memory is sometimes referred to as unconscious memory or automatic memory. Implicit memory uses past experience to remember things without thinking about them. It is also refers to something that is suggested or implied but not clearly said. For an example, when your wife gives you a dirty look when you drop your socks on the floor. And madami pa, yung singing familiar song, typing on your computer keyboard, or yung riding a bike, kahit ilang taon ka na hindi nakabike, pero makaya mo pa rin ito, paandarin at walang kahirap-hirap. Yung explicit memory naman requires conscious thought, recalling personal experience and those that involve remembering facts and information. Because dito sa explicit memory, you consciously recall and explain the information. The two kinds of explicit memory, the episodic memory and semantic memory. Yung episodic memory kasi, specific events such as what you did yesterday o noong graduation nyo sa senior high. Kasi pag semantic memory naman, yung memories of facts, concepts, name, or an other general knowledge. Language rule system. First is the phonology. Every language is made up of basic sounds. Phonology is the sound system of the language, including the sounds that are used and how they may be combined. Phonology, how children learn to organize sounds into meaning or language. Morphology, refers to the units of meaning involved in word formation. Dito, yung morphemes, the roots, prefix and affix, structures and construction of words. Syntax. involves the way words are combined to form acceptable phrases and sentences. It is the way children learn these rules. Semantics refers to the meaning of words and sentences. Every word has a set of semantic features which are required attributes related to the meaning. Semantics naman, meaning of the sentences. Pragmatics is a final set if language rules involves pragmatics, the appropriate use of language in different contexts. Pragmatics covers a lot of territory. Children learn about taking turns, engaging others, and communication information. Language development. It is a form of communication, whether spoken, written, or signed, that is based on system of symbols. Language consists of words by a community and the rules for varying and combining them. Language development, di ba pag baby, language development is strongly influenced by the language they hear or spoken around them. Parang dahil dito, they have to practice their developing communication skills. Lastly, how language develops. First, crying. Di ba pag nagka-cry yung baby, for example, they are hungry, mainit, giniginaw, or basa, or sleepiness. Gusto na nilang matulog. For cooing naman, parang naga-soft murmuring sound sila. Ito yung gina-expect na ng magulang. Pero kadalasan dito, vowel-like sounds or single syllable lang yung ginagamit nila. For example, tapos parang naga-murmur sa yung soft, gentle voice ng bata. And bubbling. Ito yung nagasalita na ng repeated syllables over and over like baba, nana. Tapos ito yung turns in baby jargon or nonsense speech. Tapos dito na stage, bubbling, trying to talk na siya dito.